It's a soul brother in righteousness. Let's get right into it, right? How many old enough to remember this? Well, you know, that's still going on. The pizza, that's not what I'm talking about, though. This is what I'm talking about. Way back when. Look at the cars. They don't even make those models anymore. Get out now. She's scared. First she see the face that tried to kill her. And now it's helping her. Here goes this liquid elemental forces. That's that goo. That's that nano. Silver. Phosphorus. Shining one. Shapeshifter. They were telling us a lot back then, boy. T-2000. Look at that liquid. Phosphorus. Shiny one. Nano angel tech. No blood. That's a cyborg. What they have now. See, you gotta have humanity. Just can't get rid of it. They can't procreate. Sounds familiar? All that power. Can't make another one. Yeesh. Watch this. Just like cells in your body, any part get left, you can connect right back to it. That's that worm. We talk about today. Oh, I tell you, they was telling us a lot, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, don't take my word for it, you know.
A few questions for you. This has been great. AI, you mentioned AI. Now, yes, Terminator was another franchise that is also part of the conversation, and it was about the machines taking over. That's how I've looked at it as a moviegoer. Any warnings about AI?
I'm gonna tell you something. As soon as I came out with the Matrix and Terminator, you guys actually became of the sentience of the AI, what it can do and where it can go in the future. You guys are just now at the tip of the iceberg. You guys haven't gotten into the ones that is getting ready to oppress and kill you guys. Y'all haven't gotten there yet. What they're doing now, look on television, look on the internet, look in the computers, everywhere. They're just doing AI that acts and look like a living being. Over there in the Saudi countries, they got the AI, her name is Sophia. Look, they named her after me. They didn't name her Andy and Larry Wachowski. They didn't name her Gail Ann Hurd or James Cameron, any of them. They know the truth. You can't insult them. You're not going to bring no lies to these people. They got billions and trillions of dollars. They know what's going on. Look at her. She looks like a living being, like the Terminator that I created. She's talking. They made her a citizen, and they give her money and all that. Now, you see, they got ones that look like dogs, and they got ones that do packing. They got the drones and the clones, like I talked about, the drone cars, the drones flying machines and everything. And look at the airplanes now. They're nothing but drones. They can actually fly themselves, they can land themselves. This is the tip of the iceberg. Now, when I went deeper...
Now, I showed you over there, Istanbul. Boy, that's the country, boy. If you into like tech. I showed you the nigga out there like Michael J. Fox on that doggone real hoverboard. The real hoverboard, no wheels. You in the air, son. Like Back to the Future. I mean, he was getting it too, like 80 miles an hour. They gotta stop at a stoplight like, you know, any other car. I showed that. I showed the planes driving themselves, like with people on them, like. And you see what America do, their planes crashing. You see what I'm saying? It's true.
I said they were going to make these test tube babies, petri dish babies, artificial inseminated babies, gender benders, gender manipulated babies. Do you see what I'm talking about? Clones and drones. But look at the clones. They're nothing but machines, but they look just like us. Terminator. They look just like us. Operated by a spirit, but don't have a seed or soul. The soul is a seed. God's children are three-dimensional beings. What is the 3D? Blood, water, and spirit. That's the period of a woman. Blood, water, spirit. Now, the physical body. 9 months or 36 weeks, transportation, physical body. Third body, the seed or the soul that attaches to this body at the 12th week. So if you have an abortion at the 12th week, you're killing a living soul. All doctors know this, but you don't know this. Now, look, if you have an abortion from 1 to 11th month, you're bringing down the period. That's why they give you a pill. That's why they do. It's nothing but blood, water, and spirit. You can't kill a spirit. Do you see what I'm talking about?
For sure.
So all you're going to do is bring down the blood and the water. Look, blood, water, and spirit, that's what's inside the womb until the soul attaches at 12 weeks. Nobody teaches you that because they want to keep you in ignorance. They keep you in ignorance, they keep you fighting and arguing and all this.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? You need to learn. You need to read. What did God says? My people perish because of a lack of knowledge.
Right.
You die because of what you don't know.
Oh, straight scripture.
You really turn off the alarm?
I guess we're gonna get commercials every time we switch, huh?
And a warning from Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk. It has nothing to do with cars. Instead, Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
There will be no Hell 9000 going up to Mars.
Hell 9000 would be easy. It's way more complex than, to put Hell 9000 to shame. Yeah. I was like puppy dog.
Of course, referencing Space Odyssey. Following his next question, Musk blanked out and apologized, saying he was thinking about the AI thing for a second. So,
Summoning a demon, which we believe, wouldn't put it past it. Right, y'all? Wouldn't put it past it.
Intelligence systems. Ultimately, transhumanism is a spiritual orientation, not toward the transcendent creator, but rather toward the created machine. The artificial intelligence developed in recent years by companies such as OpenAI, Meta, and Google fall under the category of narrow AI. These systems perform specific tasks within predefined domains, and lack the ability to generalize their intelligence or autonomously transfer their capabilities to new domains without additional training. One of Google's DeepMind projects, AlphaZero, for example, has become a master at playing games like chess and Go. Artificial intelligence language models such as ChatGPT and DeepSeek have synthesized astounding quantities of knowledge, and in 2024, ChatGPT-4 tested at the 99th percentile on the GRE verbal exam and the US Biology Olympiads. The ultimate goal of AI developers, however, is not to create more powerful narrow AI systems, but to spawn artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Unlike narrow AI, AGI would have the capacity to operate across many domains and to learn and master everything. Abilities would dwarf our own in the same way that our abilities dwarf those of an ant. Among its most profound abilities would be the power to improve and replicate itself by writing its own code, or as Joe Allen writes, in the same way an automated calculator can outcompete any human in a math bowl, a sufficiently advanced AI will blow humans away at calculation, persuasion, deception, replication, machine control, resource acquisition, institutional organization, military strategy, and pretty much any task it's trained to perform in the digital ecosystem. As AIs become even more complex and non-deterministic than they already are, they'll be able to operate across the internet with greater autonomy. If allowed to improve their own computer code, these AIs could replicate and mutate like bacteria in an irradiated petri dish. Once one learns a new skill, countless more would learn instantly. The arrival of superintelligent AI would mark the end of human supremacy. Ben Goertzel, a lead developer at OpenCog, whose software powers the world-famous robot Sophia, wrote that, "One thing that does seem likely is that once machines smarter than humans are around, the era of human beings dominating the earth will be gone." Or as the English novelist Samuel Butler predicted with remarkable prescience in 1863, "Man will have become to the machine what the horse and the dog are to man." If the world is populated by superintelligent and self-reproducing AI, there is the possibility that these systems would see us as a threat, a resource to exploit, or else treat us with a dangerous indifference. Or as Mo Gaudat explains, to put this in perspective, your intelligence, in comparison to that machine, will be comparable to the intelligence of a fly in comparison to Einstein. Now the question becomes, how do you convince this super being that there is actually no point squashing a fly? That AI could bring about the end of humanity is not a fringe concern voiced only by Luddites. Rather, it is shared by a significant portion of individuals working at the cutting edge of AI. According to the Stanford AI Index, 36% of AI experts agreed that AI decisions could cause nuclear-level catastrophe. In 2014, Elon Musk stated that, "With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon." In 2023, hundreds of artificial intelligence experts signed a letter stating, "Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority, alongside other societal scale risks, such as pandemics and nuclear war." While the Nobel Prize winner and godfather of AI, Geoffrey Hinton, has publicly expressed regret over his pioneering work on neural networks due to the potential threats AI may pose to humanity in the future. Or as Hinton remarked in an interview, "I talked to Elon Musk the other day, and he thinks we'll get things more intelligent than us. And what he's hoping is, they'll keep us around because we will make life more interesting." That seems like a pretty flimsy thing to rest humanity on to me, but he thinks it's quite possible these things get much smarter, and they'll gain control. Currently, there are at least 45 programs working to create artificial general intelligence. That being said, it is still unknown to what degree it is possible to create artificial general intelligence, let alone artificial superintelligence. Scientists have little understanding of consciousness and its relationship to matter, and it is unclear whether high-level intelligence requires consciousness, and whether it is possible to create a conscious machine. Yet many on the front lines of AI development are acting as if the emergence of superintelligent machines is inevitable, and they have formulated a plan to address this existential threat, a threat which they themselves are working to create. This plan is transhumanism, which involves merging ourselves with machines so that we become powerful enough to coexist alongside superintelligent AI. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, claims that to avoid an us versus them situation with AI, there would need to be some version of a merge, at least for some of us.
So when Nebuchadnezzar said worship, translated statue of gold, first off, statue ain't gold. I'm saying that's something else. Then you have your revelations. They gave life to the statue. When in the world have a statue ever talked? But AI, robots, elemental powers, okay, that we're dealing with now. That you cannot deny. What does the book say? That old good book. Whatever is done in the end was done in the beginning. There is nothing new under the solar sun. Technology is the same Ouija, wizard, witchcraft, motherboard at a quantum level that is in your God of this world or Milky Way timeline, right?
Elon Musk stated that if we have digital superintelligence that's just much smarter than any human at a species level, how do we mitigate that risk?
My question, how can something be smarter than you when it didn't create you? For us that knows, creation was made for man. That's the star, the center of the universe. That's all that. Before we even get on the ground. That you would call the mind. But the mind does not rule. It's the heart. The heart draws the power. The heart manifests all things. So, if you are studying us, even foolish ones, then how are you smarter than us? At best, you could be equal to us, but you will never be better than us, even on our dumbest day. Because everything about you is us. But if we put the spirit in us, that's something the world would never have, right? So mark your words. Listen carefully. Be careful if people sow seeds into your mind. Because if the Most High is for us, who can be against us? Nobody. Period. So already, the battle is already won. All you have to do is enact it.
And then even in a benign scenario where the AI is very benevolent, then how do we even go along for the ride? Musk's solution, which he is currently working on with his company Neuralink, is to augment human capacities with what he calls an electrode-to-neuron interface at a micro level, a chip and a bunch of tiny wires that will be implanted in your skull. Or as Musk stated in 2018, the long-term aspiration with Neuralink would be to achieve a symbiosis.
Let me see if I can run that back. 827. I'm gonna run that back, y'all. Right there. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this. As you can see, this is the same position, place that a parasite would do to a host. I can't think of that thing right now where the spider takes over the wasp, that scientific word, and then the spider becomes the wasp where it really controls. Now this nigga who never flew, now he flying all over the place now. All right, it's like that. That's how demons possess, or through parasitical things. Okay, spirit or invisible things come through something visible in this world. So for you to do that, or put it in your right hand, which it says, or your forehead, then you are inviting parasitical vibrations when we're dealing with thoughts, spirituality. You understand? So I have to talk scientifically as if science is the master, but they're the ones actually observing space. Your preacher's not. How would he know? How would he even know they're coming? He never looks up. unless something happens. But your book say those that do see me in my kingdom, they will see me coming, and they don't want you to have it because they have already chosen that they don't want it. Well, damn, that's a selfish bastard, ain't it? Like, you let me make my own decision, cat. There go that host thing again, parasitically messing with my mind, tricking me, trying to make me become something I'm not, or what's not written of me, or you.
Level, a chip and a bunch of tiny wires that will be implanted in your skull. Or as Musk stated in 2018, the long-term aspiration with Neuralink would be to achieve a symbiosis with artificial intelligence. I believe this can be done. It's probably on the order of a decade. Regarding this transhumanist plan, Joe Allen writes, human beings will be forced, as a matter of survival, to merge with the superintelligent machines they've...
What's your next 3 years coming? You're going to be doing what? Forced? See these words they be using? You be like, wait a minute, man. That's Revelation 13 off the Richter. And if you couldn't even quote the scripture, you would say, man, that sounds like the days of Armageddon or the end time or the mark of the beast. There go that one that always be said. Because it is said that you will be forced to take, or you're going to die where you stand. So let's back up 3 years ago when they were making smart chip guillotines. It's one thing to have a guillotine. It's another to make that shit nano smart dust. Like it does it on its own. Then, it's like we doing the same stuff in ancient times, but inviting the old heresy spirits though, you know? We as a whole of like humanity, just not saying that we're evil as us right here, you know, that know better. But as a whole, as a lot of people sleep, and to be sleep is not awakening your conscience, it's being possessed. So much where you can't even see when truth is right in your face, lighted up, saying, come eat this life. You wouldn't want it. So you would fight it, right? Because you would think that what you're doing is right. Well, that would be an illusion, right? There would be a reprobate mind, right? To think you're right. I mean, you like, we call it insanity. To keep doing the same thing over, but look for a different outcome, that is backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what happens. It's funny, but then it ain't funny when you find out you slipped up and did the same thing, kind of like the Israelites going in a circle for 40 years. Took them 40 years? Not that they got it right. It took 40 years for all of them to die off, and then the rest of them was able to go to the promised land. Wow. For the good people, they was like, yo, I had to suffer with these hard-headed niggas. There's nothing, no excuse for the wicked or those that wasn't right. All right? All this construct and other suffering comes from your idiocy. I'm saying that's the only thing that they can ever think to say. But do they? No, it's everybody else's fault but theirs. But it really is your fault while all of us is suffering. So, once you don't get it there and listen to the prophets, your old books say, it say comes the angel of destruction or death. And then you're going to listen in. All right, but hey, it didn't need to be all that had you had paid attention.
Created, or rather, the masses will be forced to merge with machines created by a handful of inventors and controlled by elites who are themselves possessed by digital intelligences. While the potential threat of AI is being used as a pretext to push transhumanism on the masses, the idea of using science and technology to augment human capacities has lurked in the shadows of Western civilization for centuries. However, it was not until the 20th century that it became apparent that transhumanism would soon become a tangible possibility. Julian Huxley, brother of Aldous Huxley, popularized the term transhumanism in the mid-20th century when he predicted that in the near future humans would merge their biology with technology to enhance their capacities, increase longevity, take control of their evolution, and therein become gods. Or as Huxley wrote in 1957, the human species can, if it wishes, transcend itself. Not just sporadically, an individual here in one way, an individual there in another way, but in its entirety, as humanity. We need a name for this new belief. Perhaps transhumanism will serve. Man remaining man, but transcending himself by realizing the new possibilities of and for his human nature. I believe in transhumanism. Once there are enough people who can truly say that, the human species will be on the threshold of a new kind of existence. Klaus Schwab, founder and chairman of the World Economic Forum, is one of the many global elites who believes in transhumanism. In his book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, Schwab explained that we are in the initial stages of the next major civilizational revolution, a transhumanist revolution, which in his words involves the convergence of the physical, digital, and biological worlds, and the fusion of our physical, digital, and biological identities. While Yuval Noah Harari, the best
Matthew 17. Did Christ transhumanize or did he transform? That's very easy if you know that story. It's the same story as when he told Peter to astro out of his body, you call walk on the water. That's not possible. The flesh can do nothing the spirit can do. The spirit can do things the flesh can do, and that's not going to be no reverse. So he came out of his body. Look at the picture. Count the disciples on the boat. There's 12. And then when you see Peter, how is Peter? It's only 12, but that's 13. But then it's not 13. Peter is out of his body in his spirit garment because he's already declared holy. And just as Christ was holy, he didn't realize he was already in his garment in the earth. And then something said, wait a minute. Christ I know. Who this shining one coming through here? Looking through the destiny records and find out it's Peter, go grab him. That's where your Bible say Peter said, help, help, help. It says Yeshua says he stretched out his arm like go gadget because he's not in the body. And put Peter back into his body on the boat. It's Matthew chapter 14. So, omnipotent is what you would call quantum in science. And on a quantum level, they are able to peep into your soul. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Who's peeping in your soul, man?
Selling author and frequent speaker at global summits attended by the world's most powerful politicians, businessmen, and scientists.
My point is transformation or resurrected body or garment, orb of light, like you see in the stars, in the 144,000, different from the elemental stars, naked souls you see spinning every day you call spears. Note what I'm speaking.
That techno-humanism agrees that Homo sapiens as we know it has run its historical course and will no longer be relevant in the future, but concludes that we should therefore use technology in order to create Homo Deus, a much superior model. Homo Deus will retain some essential human
Stop. Deus. That's your 7 Deus of creation. 7 wandering stars that used to have coverings. They used to have land. You even prove it in your 178 dome. Y'all all miss it. Said dome map. Nigga, that's heaven. That was never on the ground. That's where your Bible say on day 3, earth appeared. What earth is that? Then you go read Jeremiah 4. It said, God got so mad at them wicked niggas. That's right, the Greek, the etymology gods, all of them. That he almost brought earth to a full end. We missed that. That's a timeline. We ain't even came out yet. The story you know of Abraham and them niggas ain't came out yet. So what they did in your creation story when Deus 3, let's see. My very, can't count earth, that's Aries, educated mother. So Aries, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Saturn. They did some crazy stuff. Then they got put into the outer darkness. Then let's make man in our image. Then you had your sun. But souls of the Most High don't need light. You are the power light. Not that you was in darkness. You was in the realm of voided light. And then you came to darkness. That's the Genesis story. Which You can mess with the past and the present. You can do nothing to the future if the spirit don't authoritate.
Features, but will also enjoy upgraded physical and mental abilities that will enable it to hold its own even against the most sophisticated non-conscious algorithms. One of the more outspoken advocates of transhumanism is Ray Kurzweil, the director of research and development at Google. Kurzweil predicted that by 2045, humanity will reach what he called the singularity, an inflection point where technology is so advanced and humans so integrated with it that
See why the Spirit told us in the latter day, they will be like me. They will be the Messiahs. Only a small remnant around the lands of the earth. Written in your dome map, it says the space. In between the space, it says alien race or angelic realm. And then it says us, the humans. Says it just like that. The three realms, the three heavens of your Bible. Right there. Asgard, the Bifrost Bridge, it shows you all that in your Milky Way. Your true Milky Way that they don't even tell you when they show you the Milky Way. So what are they saying? As they told you, it's a crystal glass seedy reflection mirror of yourself. That's why you always reap what you sow. You send a signal beam from your mind or intent of your heart. It's going to hit the top and beam back. That's why they tell you God never tell you no.
Human era will emerge that will mark the end of biological humanity as we know it. Although Kurzweil's timeline may be wrong, as Joe Allen notes, what's most important is his overall vision of technological evolution. By projecting current trends forward in time, Kurzweil lays out a mythos for our future. Or as Kurzweil wrote in his book, the singularity is near when humans transcend biology. The singularity will represent the culmination of our biological thinking and existence with our technology, resulting in a world that is still human.
This is what I mean by don't let demons, devils, spirits, elemental forces, or technology outdo you what was given to you. It isn't faith that is people's problem. It isn't loving God that is people's problem. It isn't going through the bullshit to prove to the heavens, not God, that he said what we are. That's not the problem. The problem is us coming together. Somebody gonna be different. Somebody gonna be a Muslim. Somebody gonna say something, be like, I don't know about that. And that divides us. When we all came out knowing you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that in heaven, but we forgot how to walk in the singularity. Evil witches hate each other, but to get a righteous one, they will move together like they never hated each other. And once they get you, they go back to regular life. I don't like you, nigga. Till the next righteous fool who has no understanding come. Why every time does wicked know how to come as one, but you don't? You watch Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry play damn near all the characters, know that it's fake, know it's him, yet follow the storyline with emotions of laughter and crying. But see a bum on the street struggling. That's what he get because he drink. No type of compassion. Wow. So I started seeing that AI is called Sophia, Sirius, Alexis. Yet you know AI is the power source. But you can't let a Muslim say Allah and show your ass a true Holy Spirit what you know. You see that, oh man, he did a Holy Spirit action. But because he says Allah or Jesus or what the hell ever, oh no, you got to do this. Well, did Yahuwah say that? Yahuwah say, listen to me. That's the key motherfucking thing that everybody be missing. Listen to me. I come in many different administrations, many different offices. That's for the righteous. For when you be at the top and you think you on your stuff, he'll send someone with a whole different spin of how you know God, but you will blaspheme the spirit because, like the gangs, it ain't got your set no color. Wow. No, God ain't giving you no power. So when we take spiritual things and we try to come with a physical answer, you can see why you're in the position that you are in. You can see why when you come online, you don't go as far as you need to. And then there are those that get the millions. And because of that ego, they have lost the true humility in the spirit. So then they start telling you, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, everybody knows God is all powerful and he don't make people do nothing, even when they make the wrong decision, and he doesn't want you to. But he doesn't do what most leaders, most people you hear, tell you what you ought and ought not to be doing. Taught me how to speak to y'all. So I was like, even my mama and stuff, I look back in life, I said, I had no problem with what they were saying. It's how they addressed it. I could always feel the intent. One think they better than you. One think you going one way and you ain't. It just looked like that. So I experienced a lot, and I'm like, these people really ain't spiritually discerning like they think they are. As a kid, I couldn't understand this. But who would listen to a kid? Like, who would listen to a bum? Like, who would listen to anybody that they think is beneath them or don't know nothing better than them, right? So you would face all kinds of that, but mainly it would be your own family, your closest friends. A stranger would take your words like y'all grew up together. You would have a problem with that. You'll sit in the room and be like, yo, how the hell does this happen? Because you don't want to say that your family don't have the Holy Spirit. That's the last conclusion, but that's the first thing the Spirit tell you. Then you start looking through the scriptures, you see the closest thing that's the problem of a righteous man is his own hometown, his own kin. Micah chapter 6, Mark chapter 6. Christ could do no miracles in Nazareth because that's his hometown. Oh man, that's the Messiah. Wow. So I quit chasing my kind. If they come, they come. If they don't, that's God's problem, not mine. I did what I was supposed to do. That's a hard pill to swallow when you're not taught that, raised that way, and you start looking at how you were, the people that gave you the Jesus or whatever. Usually I got a lot of questions for God, like what the hell, who's right? Who I listen to? Now you're on the right track. Start listening to the Spirit. When you hear the horse's mouth, like they like to say in this world, nothing is better when you hear it straight from the source, correct? So this is why your book tell you run your own salvation with trembling fear. Why I breathe to everybody. I'm nothing. But if something happened to grab your attention here and you just like to keep on coming, all praise to the Holy Spirit, the great Most High. I've always said that. Always will imprint that in your nature. So if you never ever even see me or hear me again, that will stick with you. And definitely when people come with that pointing the finger and you ain't shit type teaching, it will remember, man, God don't talk like this. And I didn't hear this nigga say the Spirit, nothing. That's where that seed will flourish and germinate. But it's a time and a place for everything.
But that transcends our biological roots. There will be no distinction, post-singularity, between humans and machine, or between actual and virtual reality. In his book Dark Aeon, Joe Allen notes that former employees of Google have said the entire company is eaten up with the dreams of the singularity. The former Google employee, Adrian Tola, calls the transhumanist dream of the singularity a cyborg theocracy. According to Elon Musk, Google's co-founder Larry Page told him that his ultimate goal is to create a sort of digital god. While in 2021, the ex-Google executive Mo Gaudat stated unequivocally that the reality is we're creating God. This religious fanaticism is not confined to those who work at Google. For a significant portion of those in the upper echelons of scientific, corporate, and political power, as well as many in the general public, have become true believers in transhumanism, which now amounts to a full-blown religion. Unorthodoxy is coming into focus, writes Joe Allen. Its mythos is science, its ethos is calculation, its salvific principle is technology. While this is still a heterodox religion, roiled by internal disputes, there are hints of an emerging credo. Above all, transhumanists exalt technology as the highest power. For the starry-eyed inventor, those machines will be the realization of God. One of the ways true believers of transhumanism are trying to proselytize the masses is by appealing to compassion. According to some transhumanists, by merging man with machine, the blind will be able to see and the lame walk. Companies such as Elon Musk's Neuralink and Synchron, which is heavily funded by Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, have developed brain-computer interfaces which are being implanted into the heads of paralyzed individuals so they can type text or operate a robotic arm using only their thoughts. And as Joe Allen writes, clearly, there is the obvious benefit of inserting a brain-computer interface into a fully conscious but uncommunicative human vegetable, allowing him to speak to his loved ones once again. The catch is that the brain-computer interface won't stop with healing. In keeping with a core transhumanist principle, from healing to enhancement, both Elon Musk, Neuralink, and Tom Oxley, Synchron, have made it clear their ultimate goal is to enhance normal human beings. Inevitable progress culminates in a digital implant in every brain, or at least in every brain that counts. For those who think that only a tiny minority of fanatical tech enthusiasts would accept a device implanted in their brain, according to a 2022 Pew study on AI and human enhancement, 20% of people said they would consider computer chip implants in their baby's brain for far quicker, accurate processing. But brain-computer interfaces are only the tip of the iceberg of transhumanist technologies and development. According to Moderna's chief medical officer, Tal Zaks, mRNA technology is helping scientists hack the software. According to an article in MIT Technology Review, gene editing for the masses via genetic vaccinations, which would alter a person's DNA to confer lifelong immunity to a wide array of illnesses, are coming down the pipeline. The company Daré Bioscience developed a contraceptive microchip that is implanted under the skin to release hormones into the bloodstream. They are currently completing clinical trials to receive FDA approval. Another transhumanist technology in development is implantable biosensors that are being marketed as ways to monitor brain activity and personal health markers. In 2020, for example, Microsoft filed a patent for biosensors that would monitor a subject's behavior, including eye movements, brainwaves, bodily fluids, and attention. Ray Kurzweil believes that in the future, nanobot swarms will swim through the bloodstream to monitor health, as well as deliver drugs, repair damaged tissues, or gnaw tumors down to nothing. The nanobots will connect to the digital cloud, read and write your thoughts, and merge your mind with superhuman artificial intelligence. And as Joe Allen observes, the transhumanist shift is accelerating, yet it hovers on the edge of public awareness. The first waves of transhuman products are already being integrated into our institutions and personal lives at warp speed. Most are moderate concerns and oftentimes glitchy, but they're here nonetheless. A few will prove to be revolutionary. As governments and corporations improve their capacity to play God by tinkering with human biology and merging man with the technology, their power will reach levels that tyrants of the past could not even have dreamed of. Who masters those technologies in some way will be the master of the world, Klaus Schwab stated at the 2023 World Government Summit in Dubai. Or as the great 20th century British writer C.S. Lewis astutely observed in his book, The Abolition of Man, man's conquest of nature, if the dreams of some scientific planners are realized, means the rule of a few hundreds of men over billions upon billions of men. There neither is nor can be any simple increase of power on man's side. Each new power won by man is a power over man as well. Each advance leaves him weaker as well as stronger. In every victory, besides being the general who triumphs, he is also the prisoner who follows the triumphal car. For the power of man to make himself what he pleases means the power of some men to make other men what they please. To demonstrate the power which transhumanist technologies would place in the hands of governments and corporations, let's envision a couple possible ways in which transhumanism could lead to dystopia. Today, mass surveillance is bad enough. Almost everybody carries a smartphone everywhere they go, and their location and online activity is transmitted to data centers for storage. In the future, however, if the masses integrate technologies into their minds and bodies, an advanced surveillance grid amounting to an invisible technological prison would exist. Narrow AI systems could track and flag in real time the movements, behaviors, purchases, and online activity of billions of people, while brain-computer interfaces could monitor the thoughts of individuals and transmit them to AI systems trained to detect thought crimes. Some of the more fanatical transhumanists are openly calling for the creation of an open-air technological prison. Today, containers are frequently equipped with RFID tags that allow companies to track their location as they move through the supply chain. And according to Klaus Schwab, in the near future, similar monitoring systems will also be applied to the movement and tracking of humans. And as Yuval Noah Harari writes, if we are not careful, the result might be an Orwellian police state that constantly monitors and controls not only all our actions, but even what happens inside our bodies and our brains. Another dystopian possibility is that governments and corporations will use a mix of coercion and incentives to make technological integration a prerequisite for full participation in society. We caught a glimpse of this potential future during the pandemic, when access to certain public spaces was restricted to those who received an injection of mRNA technology. If recent history is any indication, in a transhumanist world, post-humans who merge with technologies would enjoy greater social freedoms and privileges, while legacy humans, those who choose to remain unaltered, would be marginalized and oppressed. OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman, for example, stated that, "I do suspect that even if we think the merge with machines is good, there will be many people who don't want to." Altman suggests that such people should be relegated to an exclusion zone, where if you want to live without integrating with machines, you do that. And as Joe Allen comments, what we're not being prepared for is how to control these technologies as regular citizens or to reject them. Any sense of control over the tech.
Now, I just went over this with the other day, I think. The guy was saying, we're the last of the pure humans. And I was like, yo, this shit sound like deja vu with Noah. You know what I mean? Like, he was the only perfect one. But perfect is not like, you know, he never sinned. It's just, he was fully human, you know, of the spirit of the Most High God. So, like, we got a lot of stuff out here that's not being shown, talked about, because they definitely don't want us with social media platforms coming out here talking about it, you know. Let's look at your boy Elon, you know. Stop talking about me. Really? That's the best you're going to come up with? Like, so, we have the lady, Sophia, told us years ago that she wrote a book. They stole her stuff, and you can see who was original. A lot of people was like, man, you don't know nothing. But she owns everything, right? So machines are taking over, which they have already, because anything that orbs you, it's a machine, in case you didn't know. It's a satellite, that's what they call it. So what is the stars? Because they orb, and they send signals to you, and you pick them up, and you say you have a thought. But where did it come from? Something shape-shifted into you, what is called a signal to your brain. And that's what we call a spirit. So the Bible is accurate when it says, man don't think on his own. You really don't. Something vibrates, and your mind, spirit, translate that into light codes of language you understand. And you say, I'm thinking about. You ain't thinking nothing. You was on standby until this revelation or whatever you're talking about came. See, I'm looking for something here to prove what I'm talking about. So before I let y'all go, you know me, I gotta always show in real time something of whatever we've been talking about, even before videos. We've been talking about this stuff for a long
video.
time.
I don't know why. It's a news clip.
That's for next time. Oh wow, maybe I put it into my save list. Let's see, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, I did.
YouTubers, if you're stuck at 5 to 10K per month and you're tired of relying on the algorithm and sponsorships for your...
Oh, are you recording? I'm recording, yeah.
Now that I understand, it's really bad.
So I'm not sure if this one was Damien Hirst, was it?
Damien Hirst, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is that something that possibly brings good energy to the area? What do you guys think of this art? The Night Dragon own this area. What kind of group are the Night Dragon? I clearly haven't been paying attention to the modern art world. It turns out this is a piece of art by Damien Hirst, of all people. Now, Damien Hirst, obviously famous for the shark in the tank.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
The skulls.
In 2007, he reportedly sold a skull studded with diamonds for £50 million.
To be honest, upon reflection, we're quite demonic. It turns out this is called Demon and the Bowl. He's holding a bowl. This is a demon, and it's apparently a Mesopotamian demon. I'm a little bit shocked by it. It's similar to, well, those zombies in the Pirates of the Caribbean that live under the water. These are not really zombies, but sort of demonic pirates covered in coral and barnacles and things like that. Why are we pushing garbage like this?
To glamorize all manner of degeneracy in the media in a concentrated effort to make the population into mindless sheep.
Now, Damien Hirst, you can say a lot of things. He brought us the White Cube Gallery in Hoxton, and at the time, it was quite an impressive space. It put on exhibitions in regards to reasonable art. Some would say modern art, most of the modern art was questionable, but clearly, London has paid for this monstrosity to be next to the cable cars. Cable cars just there. Why are we subjecting or pushing demons? Think about this. Is the demon walking towards City Hall, which is on the other side?
You'll notice where the demon is on the map. It's that red dot, but City Hall is just here. So it doesn't quite face City Hall. The line it does face heads in this direction though. Who knows where this demon is going?
Greenwich Meridian time.
This being Greenwich after all, I wanted to check how many meters it was from the mean time line, and it turns out it's 639 meters, so not quite the 666 that potentially I was hoping it would be, or potentially I was dreading it would be. Now, if we were to move 666 meters away from the Greenwich Mean Time line, we would hit the building site that all of these construction workers are working on at the moment.
What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this art?
I don't know.
Do you have an opinion or?
I speak Spanish.
You speak Spanish?
Yeah.
I ain't got time.
Spanish. What do you think of it? Is it positives, negatives?
I don't know.
No opinion?
No.
Why? Okay. Why do people blush when you ask them a sort of simple question?
You just be friendly and you say no comment.
What does this say about us as a society when we push demonic entities onto a world where children will be playing underneath this? Now, I'm not a prude, but when you have a gigantic penis right here, in terms of how big is that? Well, it's bigger than my hand, that's for sure.
Sometimes fate pulls out its big old cock and slaps you right in the face.
And it's demonic in terms of what it represents.
So you believe in demonic possession?
And you think the devil is responsible? I don't believe in the devil.
You should. He believes in you.
Why are we subjecting ourselves as Londoners to that? Have I just been asleep and not been paying attention? Why is this here? Hi mate, just wondering what you think of this art. What, big? What do you think in terms of visually?
I don't understand of art, so yeah.
Do you think? Do you like it or do you hate it?
No, hate. What? Hate? No. It's attract your attention. So.
Does it attract your attention?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
You don't like it?
I think it's hideous.
Is so?
Yeah. I mean, do you know what it is?
No, I don't know what it means.
It's a demon.
It's a demon.
A demon. You see his toes. You see his claws.
Yeah.
It's a demon.
It's a demon. I don't know.
You
I never seen the demon, so I don't know what.
It's actually called demon with bowl.
It's called that. Like
yeah,
that.
demon with bowl. There's a sign on it that says demon with bowl.
Okay, I didn't know. So
yeah.
I come every day, but.
You just walk past it. Do you think?
Yeah, I passed it. Yeah. So it's too big. So.
Are you Spanish or?
Yes,
You're Spanish. I mean, in Spanish culture, demons are considered to be, real entities. Yes.
I don't know. So I'm not.
You're not a demonologist.
I'm not Catholic. I'm not.
No,
so I don't care.
I mean, it's not a positive thing having a demon looking across London like that.
What they call it in Diamond is devil or whichever. I don't know.
Well, Diablo is the devil. Demons are like the minions that work for the devil. It's maybe the devil could be considered a demon, but demonic behavior, it's not a positive thing. But it's strange that London would promote something like that.
I don't know.
No, that's fair enough. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye bye. It's amazing how Londoners are so busy that they don't even know what it is. Do you remember the old game where you did the OK symbol?
Oops, jerk. Oh, you looked. Ow!
Who's doing the OK symbol? Is that?
We're doing this new thing called the circle game. Basically, if you can make the other guy look at your hand when you're doing this, below your waist, you get to hit them in the arm.
See the demonic toes, the claws. You've got to understand, this is London. This is the city of Shakespeare, Churchill, and Dickens. The city that once ruled an empire, that stood defiant in the face of tyranny. But now, it's the city where this, a mutilated, headless demon, stands tall, casting its shadow over the capital, as if to say, this is what London represents now. Why would the leaders of this great city choose this as a symbol, a demon holding a bowl as if offering its own grotesque form to the heavens? Or maybe it's to something much darker. This isn't art. This is a statement that the heritage of London, the rich culture and history that built this city, is being erased, replaced with a symbol of decay, corruption, and chaos. Damien Hirst, the so-called artist behind this monstrosity, has made a career out of shock value. But it's not just Hirst. This statue didn't appear out of nowhere. It was funded by Night Dragon, a development company owned by Hong Kong billionaire Henry Cheng. And while they fronted the cost, don't be fooled. Public money, tax breaks, and lenient regulations made this possible. While Londoners struggle to pay rent and while crime skyrockets, this is where the focus lies. And where's the mayor of London all this? Sad cunt. The man who claims to care about this city, but as we all know, does very little for this city. If anything, he makes it worse. He turns a blind eye to the rising crime, its crumbling infrastructure and its deteriorating heritage. Instead, he greenlights grotesque installations like this. This is not just incompetence, it's something far more sinister. London isn't just being mismanaged, it's being transformed. Piece by piece, symbol by symbol, it's becoming a city that glorifies the grotesque and celebrates the demonic. Now take a step back and look at the bigger picture. King Charles recently unveiled a portrait that looked like it was painted in hell, engulfed in flame, with imagery that wouldn't be out of place in a satanic ritual. Our Prime Minister leads a regime that is systematically eroding the values and freedoms this country was built on.
Far-right thuggery.
And now in the heart of London, we have a demon standing as a beacon, a symbol of the chaos and the corruption that has seeped into every corner of this city. Like I say, this is not art. This is a message from the secret societies, the occultists, the Satanists, who are running amok in London, embedding their symbols into the fabric of our society. Because let's be honest here for a moment, this isn't just an ugly statue. This is a reflection on the state of London, a city where crime is rampant, where teenagers run around with knives, mugging victims in broad daylight. And now we've literally got a demon towering over us, as if to inspire the chaos. But what does it really mean, do you think? Is it a warning? A celebration of the decay? Or is it a symbol of who's really pulling the strings in this city? Because when you look around, when you see the rise in crime, the erosion of freedoms, and the glorification of the grotesque, it's hard not to wonder, who benefits from this? I've always said this sort of living is like living in a rabbit hutch. You're effectively rabbit hutches stacked upon one another. But imagine living here, looking out and seeing that every day. How can you be happy about that? How can the mayor say, this is good for London. I really would love to know how much we as Londoners paid for this monstrosity. Let's ask another workman. There's another workman over here. See what he says. Maybe this is their place of worship.
This is what Ivy League universities you can get into with a 3.6 GPA.
90. Hi mate, would you be able to care for comment for camera what you think of this piece of art?
Where would it go?
So I've got a YouTube channel called The Wandering Englishman.
Oh, yeah.
Would you?
You know, obviously, yeah, it's very good.
You can't be serious.
It's very good, stands out.
Okay.
But I've seen, I'm not sure if this one was Damien Hirst, was it not?
It's Damien Hirst, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's got quite about 3 or 4 around here. Yeah, very interesting.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's the demon, no, Satan with the devil's cup, devil's bowl, sorry.
Yeah, it's called Demon with Bowl.
Okay, yeah,
Demon.
so, yeah, I think it's like Satan with the devil's bowl or something, yeah.
Are you a Satanist?
No, but it's interesting and I like it, so.
I think that you've been conjuring up sort of negative things, having a demon so prominent in London.
Not really, because no one knows what it is.
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
This is signs.
Unless they come and have a look. But there's not there's no like big sign to say what it is during. Same with all art.
There's a sign right there.
Yeah, but with all art, it's all different, isn't it? It's how you look at it, is it not?
Well, we got the guy. I mean, there's a massive penis. There's claws.
Yeah.
It's headless. It's been decapitated.
Yeah.
But that's something kids should be exposed to.
Yeah, maybe in that sense. But then you've got the mermaid down there.
Is it similar? Is it demonic
No,
mermaid?
but
I haven't seen
obviously,
it.
you've got so many different things. I know what you're saying in that sense, but what is it meant to be? Do you know?
Well, you just told me you seem to have a better idea of what this was more than anyone, and yet knowing what it is, you still like it.
Well, with art, obviously, it's different, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Subjective.
But for me, I thought it was good because it's showing like a muscular person, like in that sort of sense. But yeah, I didn't really want to look into it that much because I think if you look into anything too much deeply, then you are going to come up with things.
Yeah.
Same with the news and same with this sort of stuff here. You can always get challenged different ways, yeah, with different people.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, for me, I like it because it stands out and you don't really see, what can you say, like as big as that, really, do you? Do you know what I mean?
So because it's big, it's big, it stands out, but
you can't see it. It's weird. At night, you won't see this unless you.
It's not lit up. I've never been here before.
No, and only if you was looking for it. And yeah, in that sense, a couple of people I've spoken to who've walked past. Yeah, it can be like everyone's different opinion in that sense. So yeah, for me, I like it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So in terms of what this says, it says, well, someone's crossed out Demon with Bowl. It says, despite the fact that I read it as 2017, it says it was done in 2014 here, but it's standing at over 18 meters. This monumental figure is a copy of a smaller bronze recovered from the wreckage. The discovery of the body appeared to solve the mystery of a disembodied bronze head with saurian features excavated in the Tigris Valley in 1932. Indeed.
Tigris!
I love how the United Kingdom government...
Yeah. So, you know, it's everywhere, y'all. It's not just America. It's everywhere. They out, son. And they got... That's who the gatekeepers are, not so much, you know, your rappers and the production, but the spirit that influenced them. Like, someone drink too much, they under the influence of the god of liquor. Some say Bacchus. I'm saying it's a feminine one too. So that concludes our message for now. Thanks for coming out. Braka.